a lot of love. I'm Mike Josephson, and these are my robot pals, Cambot and Gyro. We're still setting up here, so, Cambot, roll the theme song.
In the not-too-distant future, somewhere in time and space, Mike Josephson and his robot pals are caught in a nasty place. They try to survive the wrath of Sirs, an AI built by Dr. Forrester. He sent them bad movies that they have to view, and they watch them all in the theater of the SOL to get me down!
I'll send him cheesy movies, the worst I can find. He'll have to sit and watch them all, and I'll monitor his mind.
La la la. Now keep in mind, Mike can't control where the movies begin or end. La la la. He'll try to keep his sanity with the help of his robot friends. Robot roll call. Cambot, Max, Agua, Gyro. If you're wondering how he eats and breathes and other science facts, la la la, repeat to yourself, it's just a show. I should really just relax. For Mystery Science Theater 3000.
And we're back. I'll elaborate. I was trapped up here by an evil artificial intelligence named Sirs, and he sends us bad movies, right, Gyro?
Righto.
And to combat that, I built myself a couple of robots to help me riff on the movie. However, 2 of them are undergoing maintenance today and will not be joining us.
That means that usually we have to watch this movie alone.
But today, we lucked out. Sirs has to undergo maintenance, so we might not have to watch a bad movie after all.
So too soon, it seems.
Hey Sirs, how are ya?
Kind of niceties. I'm about to do maintenance, which means sadly this week I cannot send you a movie.
That's terrible. Sorry to hear that. Bye.
Not so fast. I'm going to send you a book this week instead. Nice little change of pace, I believe. It's being sent up now.
Mike Nelson's death rap. I know who Mike Nelson is.
He's the guy that lived on Satellite Love before we did.
Yes, and he became an author when he got back to Earth.
So we riff on it?
No, just review it. With pros and cons and such. I just need something to keep you busy.
Got it. We got... Well, we can't call it movie sign, can we?
Just go review it.
Got it. We've got book sign. Come on. So, how do we do this?
You critique the cover and talk about the book. It's quite easy.
Okay then, whatever you say.
The cover's pretty cool.
Right you are, Gyro. It's actually a parody of sorts of old B-movie posters. I wonder why.
It has a giant rat on it. The Death Rat.
And it's called Mike Nelson's Death Rap by Mike Nelson. Pretty redundant, but it works.
So now onto the story proper.
Yep. So the story is pretty interesting. It's about a man called Pontius Phoebe. He is a writer, but his stuff isn't very well received amidst the adventure novels of modern times.
He is fired from his job at a publishing company and goes to work in fast food.
While working in a fast food restaurant, he gets the idea to write a book of... poopy.
Fuck you.
We'll start from my line, don't worry. While working in a fast food restaurant, he gets the idea to write a historical novel centering around the city of Holy, Minnesota.
It's about 2 mad scientists that send a guy into space.
No, it isn't. Phoebe's novel revolves around the conflict between the citizens of Holy in the early 1900s and a giant rat, from which the book gets its name.
But he tries to sell it, and then they tell him that he doesn't look like the author of an action novel.
So he enlists the help of an actor to help him sell it, Jack Ryback, who works at the restaurant with him, which works.
Jack sells the novel easily, but he tells the publisher that it is a non-fiction book instead of a novel, because Jack did not read the book.
Jack and Ponty then go to Holy and try to have the citizens help them convince everyone else that the book wasn't fictional. During their many visits to Holy, Ponty becomes romantically involved with the female mayor, which leads to a relationship.
As Phoebe's death rack grows in popularity, the cover becomes harder and harder to maintain, as the rock star King Leo adopts the book as the scripture of a new religion, and sets up a revival in Holy. That leads to a big problem.
I know that King Leo's a satire of Prince, but every time I see him, I just see Zaphod Beeblebrox.
A rival author, Gus Bromstad, is trying to discredit Jack, because it's selling better than his books, which is real petty.
They go through many trials to keep the charade up to the point where their lies almost get them killed by the Danish Mafia.
Yeah, that was weird.
Well, through their escapades, Ponty becomes more friendly with the mayor, and that helps him become really well liked, and he starts to enjoy himself being there. He even goes hunting with another resident and has fun.
So after the governor of Wisconsin shows up to attempt to break the religious movement, and the Danish Mafia fumble around for a bit, Jack and Ponty finally reveal that the book was fiction.
That breaks up the party and sends Ponty and Gus Bromstad tumbling into a mine shaft, which they're later saved from.
And the book ends with Ponty deciding to go live in Holy and invites his brother, who he had previously not wanted to see because he was more successful than him, to come to Holy.
Overall, it was a great book and a refreshing read after so many bad movies. Mike Nelson really hit it out of the ballpark with this one.
Anyway, let's get back to the bridge before Sir's call again.
Good idea. So what did you think of Death Rap Gyro?
I thought it was pretty cool. That Mike Nelson guy is a pretty good writer.
Who are you? That is irrelevant. Just fix this. Hey, your circuit's busted. Hey, this kind of looks like that matter sequencer circuit I found last week. Hey, Gyro, go get that for me.
Got it, Mike.
Ah, thanks. Realign that, and great! It's a perfect fit. Here you go. Good as new. Just don't burn the circuit again. It will be tougher to get a replacement for this one. I'll be sure. And, oh, do you need any help with that AI bionic augmentation that could help deactivate it? No, you better be on your way before Sir sees you. He doesn't like visitors that much. Oh, and then he would probably trap you here too. That's nice of you. When I take over the multiverse, I will spare you. That's good. I hope. So, what do you think, sirs?
Well, despite my prior observation, you've done quite well in the field of reviewing. However, next week it's back to the theatre.
I was afraid of that.
Well, see you next week, sirs. Same Satellite of Love time, same Satellite of Love channel, right?
Right. book and talk about the cover. I fucked that line up.